What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you some more 40k content in the form of a narrative battle report. So last Sunday, the squad hooked up and we decided to play a 1000 point game of Warhammer 40k. Now, we didn't know what the game type was going to be, so we decided on making 1000 point lists, and we were going to go at it in a three-way. Now, I could assure you, nobody expected that we were going to be playing the Relic. So it was a very interesting change of events, because usually we play kill points or something like that. So the Relic was kind of a huge wrench in our tactics and whatnot. So before I get to the narrative aspect of this game or this video, I'm going to be talking about the lists that were in this battle. So I'm not going to go too in depth, I'll just give you a quick rundown as to what the armies were. So let's begin with Gersh's Skitarii. He had 2 Onager Dune Crawlers, 2 of the brand new Armiger Warglaive Knights, 2 squads of Rangers, and it was being led by a Tech Priest Dominus. For our buddy, he was piloting the Necrons once again. It was being led by a Cryptech. He had his own Honor Guard of the Lich Guard, 2 squads of Immortals, and 2 Night Sights. And for my Chaos army, of course, I was using the Infernal Sons. I had 2 Hellbrutes, 2 squads of Plague Bearers, a squad of Bloodletters, a Mauler Fiend. I had the Nurgle Terminator Lord Bellicrax, and of course I had the Chaos Hellwright on Dark Abiant, Dante Hueco. So let's dive into this narrative battle report to see what happened in this Battle of the Relic. Upon the tropical world of Selvix, an unusual metallic object crash-landed in the middle of a village. The villagers quickly came to investigate this object. However, it appeared to flicker in and out of reality. Unfortunately for these villagers, this object siphoned their souls from their body. And this continued for quite some time, so much so that a quarter of the entire living beings on this planet had perished. While passing near this planet, a Skitarii expeditionary force got a strange reading on their scanners, and the Tech Priest Dominus ordered them to investigate. Now this Tech Priest had found an STC beforehand, and he was now obsessed with discovering more. This often led to a waste of time more often than not, but he had a strange feeling about the signal. He should have ignored it, because this planet would be the point for a devastating battle. On the other side of the planet, the Necrons were already searching for this object, for they believed that it was indeed a shard of a Catan. The closer they got to the object, the more dead indigenous they saw. The Cryptech noticed that another force had made planetfall. The Imperium always did stick their nose where it didn't belong. He ordered the Night Scythe to flank the Skitarii forces and take them out before they could get closer to the shard. To their surprise, a warp gate opened up right in the path of the Necron flyers, and out spewed chaotic demons right in their way. The ancient flyers of the Necrons unleashed a barrage of fire, completely eradicating a squad of Bloodletters. The Skitarii force were now aware that they were not alone on Celvyx, and they advanced. The Armiger Warglaive spotted a Hellbrute. Unfortunately for this Hellbrute, their thermal spears easily transmuted this demon engine into a pile of molten slag and ash. The battle at Celvyx had officially begun. Even with the Bloodletter squad taken out by the ancient Necrons, and the Hellbrute falling to the warriors of Mars, the Nurgle Terminator Lord Bellicrax ordered his forces to strike down the aircraft from the skies. Las cannons, missiles, and even plasma rounds striked hard, but not hard enough. Retaliation came to the Chaos Force in the form of metallic Necron Immortals and the Lich Guard. Tesla weapons tore apart the Plague Bearers straight down to their atoms, but Nurgle had blessed the Lord, for the Cryptech fired his Voltic Staff, but even with a gaping hole in his midsection, Bellicrax felt no pain, and he continued on his assault. The Lich Guard then plunged their blades into the remaining Plague Bearers, killing all but 2, but thankfully the Hellwright Dante Hueco charged in, blocking the remainder of their attacks. In retaliation, Hueco's tendrils crushed 2 of the Necrons. but the Plague Bearer's plague swords were rendered useless against the tough Necrodermis. One of the Night Scythes set its weapons on the forces of the Skitarii and blasted apart a squad of rangers. The Tech Priests ordered the survivors to send word of this demonic and Xenos threat on this world, while the Dune Crawlers provided counterfire. The Warglaives accompanying the Skitarii force brought down the Night Scythe and severely crippled the other. The pilots of these war machines were always out for glory, and so one of them rushed at the Mauler Fiend. The Mauler Fiend struck back with its lasher tendrils, which pierced the metal body of the Armiger, but the massive Reaper Chaincleaver hacked off one of the Fiend's arms, spraying the battlefield in black ichor. Enraged by this wound, the Mauler Fiend wraps its tendrils once again around the Knight, squeezing it until a massive explosion erupted. Shrapnel flew all across the battlefield, and it brought down the Necron Night Scythe, as well as the Armiger. This was only the beginning of the losses for the Necrons, for the Hellrite took out another 3 Lich Guard as he continued on his attack. He even managed to parry all the attacks from the squad, resulting in no wounds for Dante Hueco. Bellicrax and the remaining Hellbrute took out 4 more Immortals with their ranged firepower. However, the reanimation protocols came into effect as the fallen Necrons instantly came back to life. Tesla carbines focused fire into Bellicrax, leaving him barely alive. Dante Hueco had been surrounded by the reanimated Lich Guard, their warp sides now slicing open his demonically armored hull. He had no choice but to flee back into the warp, and he took Bellicrax with him. To Hueco, his life meant more than attaining this shard of a Catan, perhaps another time. And with only a handful of Chaos forces left, the Skitarii doubled up on their offensive. Melta Lances wreaked havoc on the Mauler Fiend, but it was the Onager Dune Crawlers that dealt the killing blow. The Skitarii Rangers then unleashed a barrage of fire on the final squad of Plague Bearers. However, their pus-filled bodies ignored these wounds, and they continued onwards towards the Relic. The crazed Hellbrute fires volley after volley of demonically powered missiles and last cannon blasts out from behind the Lich Guard. But the Cryptek jumps out and with a well-placed blast of his Voltic staff, explodes the Hellbrute. Now, the only chaotic influence on this planet are 3 lone Plague Bearers, which have made a mad dash at the Catan Shard. However, the Dune Crawlers attempt to mow down the minions of Nurgle, but they miss, and instead hit the Necron Immortals, taking out 4 of these mindless Xenos. With the Relic now within their clutches, it seems like Chaos has surprisingly gotten a hold of this powerful weapon of war. But the Armiger Warglaives burst forth from the tree line and intercepts the Plague Bearers. With a mighty swing of its chain glaive, 2 demons are cut clean in half. The last demon perishes under the mechanized foot of this war machine. Just then, the Relic Shard flickers in and out of reality once again, as it absorbs the souls of the Warglaives pilots. Then the metallic orb cracks, and a mighty Catan is unleashed upon this world. Now free from its prison, the god raises an arm, and searing pillars of magma erupt from Selvix's crust. Both the Necrons and the remaining Skitarii are reduced to molten slag. This world is now on the verge of its own demise, and with that, the Catan Shard embarks outward into the galaxy, looking for more souls to consume. And with that, guys, that concludes the narrative battle report on the world of Celvyx. So if you guys couldn't decipher that, pretty much right off the gate, the Necrons targeted me and took out a squad of Bloodletters, which kind of sucked, because then on the turn of the Skitarii, they also targeted me and took out a Hellbrute. So right then and there, I was freaking getting attacked by both sides, and yeah, I was doing pretty bad. I was on the receiving end of both the Necron and the Skitarii attack for like two to three turns. It wasn't until like the middle of the game where the Mauler Fiend managed to take out one of the warglaves, and with the explosion I took out one of the flying Necron Night Sights that was a little too close to the action. And then Dante Hueco freaking tanked like 3 rounds of combat against the Lich Guard, which was honestly just pure luck. Like, I was rolling really great. By the end of the game, I was almost tabled. Like they said, there was only 3 Plague Bearers left, and I was so close to the Relic, but then I got charged and I got taken out. Unfortunately, the game ended on turn 5, which is why nobody won. The Catan shard erupted from the Relic and blew up the whole world. So it was a really fun game. Like I said, I almost got tabled. I think if it continued on, most likely the Skitarii would have gotten the Relic, and they would have won. But again, the game ended on turn 5, so it was a unanimous victory for nobody. Well, I guess you could say I lost, since I did get tabled. So there you go, guys. That was the narrative battle report on the planet of Selvix, which pitted the Skitarii against Chaos and the Necrons. If you guys like this type of battle report, let me know. I did recently upgrade my camera, so no more pictures. I should be able to take freaking video of our battle reports, so stay tuned for more epic bat reps. In the meantime, check out our playlist, which I'll link at the end of the video, so you guys can watch all our previous battle reports. There are some crazy good ones in there, so I recommend you guys check it out. And of course, let us know if you want more of these narrative bat reps. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.